Few motorcycles in the world embody legacy the way the Harley-Davidson Heritage Classic does. This isn't just a cruiser, it's a piece of rolling Americana. And for 2025, Harley-Davidson has gone back to the roots while pushing forward into modernity, delivering a machine that refuses to compromise. With timeless styling, modern performance, and refined technology, the 2025 Heritage Classic strikes a balance few bikes can manage. If you're a fan of real steel, leather saddlebags, chrome glinting under a desert sun, and that unmistakable Harley thump, then settle in. We're diving deep into everything this machine has to offer, from design and performance to ride comfort and who this bike is really built for. Legacy of the Heritage line, built on history. Let's rewind. The Heritage Classic traces its lineage back to the Softail family, a design first introduced in the 1980s. It was Harley's way of modernizing the rigid frame look of their early motorcycles while integrating rear suspension that kept riders comfortable on long hauls. Over the decades, the Heritage has been a favorite among touring purists who don't want to commit to a full dresser. It's a cruiser that can do distance. It's a road warrior with soul. For 2025, Harley hasn't changed the mission, but they've refined every detail to make sure it still delivers. Design and styling, retro roots, modern edges. The first thing that hits you is the classic silhouette. Full fenders, spoked wheels, leather saddlebags, and that unmistakable nacelle around the headlamp. It has presence. The 2025 model offers both a chrome-trimmed and a blacked-out version, allowing riders to pick their personality, shiny and traditional, or dark and stealthy. New for 2025 are three striking paint options. Legend Blue and Vivid Black two-tone, a nod to 1950s Americana. Atlas Silver Metallic, modern, sleek, understated. Red Rock with black finish, bold, loud, unmistakably Harley. The front LED headlamp now integrates a daytime running light ring, giving it a modern look while preserving the old-school housing. The windscreen is quick detach, giving riders the choice between clean cruiser lines and highway-ready wind protection. Details matter here. The stitching on the seat, the rivets on the saddlebags, even the spoke pattern on the wheels, it all feels considered, refined, and timeless. Powertrain, Milwaukee-Eight 114 and the optional 117. Under the hood, rather, under the tank, you get Harley's proven Milwaukee-Eight 114 CI V-twin, pumping out 94 horsepower and a thunderous 119 pound-foot of torque. This is Harley torque, low, broad, and constant. Whether you're starting from a stoplight or overtaking at 70 miles per hour, the engine delivers that rolling surge that defines the Harley experience. And for riders who want to push it further, there's a Milwaukee-Eight 117 option, available via factory upgrade. That's the same engine found in Harley's CVO lineup, built for power touring with even smoother response and deeper growl. In either configuration, you're getting air and oil cooling, ride-by-wire throttle, and a motor that feels alive without being high-strung. The clutch action is lighter than in past models, and gear shifts are crisp and mechanical, like operating a well-built rifle. Riding experience, heavyweight cruiser, light on fatigue. The riding triangle on the Heritage Classic is all-day comfortable. Floorboards are forward-mounted, but not too stretched. The bars have just the right amount of sweep to keep your wrists happy for hundreds of miles. The seat is wide, plush, and low-slung, giving you that low center of gravity feel that Harley excels at. The rider seat height sits at 26.3 inches, which means flat footing is no issue for most riders. It also means better low-speed handling in parking lots or tight spaces. Out on the highway, the windshield does its job well, deflecting most wind while still giving you that connection to the elements. At around 60 to 80 miles per hour, the bike feels stable, grounded, and relaxed. This is not a machine that vibrates your hands numb or makes you wish for a sixth gear, it already has one, and it uses it well. Suspension and handling, cruiser comfort with a hint of agility. The Showa dual bending valve forks up front and the rear monoshock hidden beneath the seat make a big difference in handling. The suspension is tuned for comfort, yes, but also for control. You can feel it when tipping into corners, it doesn't flop or wallow like older cruisers. The response is predictable and smooth. Rear shock preload can be adjusted with a simple hand tool, so when you're adding a passenger or loading up the saddlebags, you can adapt your ride without a trip to the dealership. Cornering clearance isn't sport bike level, but it's generous for a cruiser. You can lean into a turn confidently without scraping early, especially if you're riding solo. Braking and safety, stopping power meets smart tech. Braking is handled by dual 300mm discs up front and a single disc in the rear, with 4-piston calipers providing good bite without being overly aggressive. ABS comes standard, and in 2025 Harley has integrated its Reflex Defensive Rider System, RDRS, into the Heritage Classic. This system includes Cornering Enhanced ABS, CABS, Cornering Traction Control, CTCS, Drag Torque Slip Control, Hill Hold Assist. These systems are subtle. You rarely notice them until you need them. They intervene without neutering the riding experience, keeping the bike in line during rain, gravel, or emergency braking scenarios. Electronics and display, clean, simple, effective. Let's talk tech. You won't find a touchscreen here, and that's the point. The analog speedometer sits atop the tank, with a small LCD screen below it offering key info, trip meter, fuel range, gear position, clock, and Bluetooth status. Pair your phone, and the small screen can display turn-by-turn navigation using Harley's app. It's a great middle ground for riders who don't want a full infotainment screen but still want modern utility. Cruise control is standard, and the left-hand grip includes intuitive controls for scrolling the digital display and toggling settings. It's low distraction and purpose-built. Touring and utility, light bagger flexibility. The rigid leather-covered saddlebags are a standout. They open easily, stay waterproof, and maintain their shape thanks to internal bracing. Each bag offers enough room for a couple of days' worth of gear, making the Heritage Classic a legitimate light touring bike without the bulk of a street glide. Need more? Add Harley's quick detach rear rack and sissy bar, and you've got room for even more luggage or a passenger backrest for comfort. The versatility here is incredible. You can strip the bike down for local bar hopping or gear it up for a cross-state road trip. Sound and character, that Harley growl. Let's be honest, part of what sells a Harley is the sound. That deep, loping idle. The burble when rolling off the throttle. The 2025 Heritage Classic doesn't disappoint. The stock exhaust is throaty, refined, and legally compliant, but still satisfying. Harley's Screaming, Eagle Slip ONS or full exhaust systems are available for riders who want more bark. Paired with a tuner and intake, you can wake up the engine while maintaining warranty if installed through the dealer. Customization culture, make it yours. One of the biggest draws of owning a Harley-Davidson is the aftermarket culture. The 2025 Heritage Classic supports that identity in full. The Harley parts and accessories catalog is deeper than ever, letting you add ape hangers, highway pegs, performance kits, comfort seats, and aesthetic details that reflect your personality. Want a dark club-style build with tall risers? Easy. Prefer the old-school Classic with fringe and white walls? You can do that too. This bike is a canvas, and Harley has made sure you have all the tools to paint your own picture. Fuel economy and range, respectable for a big twin. The Heritage Classic averages around 42 to 43 miles per gallon, depending on how you ride. With a 5-gallon tank, that gives you a comfortable cruising range of 200 to 220 miles, more than enough for most highway runs or weekend rides. Heat management has also improved. The rear cylinder cutout system keeps heat off your legs at idle, making the bike more comfortable in urban settings or warm climates. Who this bike is for, the ideal rider profile. So, who's this bike for? If you love the look of vintage bikes but want modern comfort, this is for you. If you want to ride 300 miles in a day and still feel good the next morning, this is for you. If you're stepping up from a Sportster or mid-weight cruiser and want real highway presence, this is your move. And if you're coming back to riding after a break and want a bike that honors tradition but doesn't fight you, this is 100% your bike. This isn't a bike for racing. It's not for darting through city traffic. It's for the rider who values the journey, the rhythm of the engine, and the freedom of two wheels on open road. Conclusion: Heritage evolved, not forgotten. With the 2025 Heritage Classic, Harley-Davidson hasn't reinvented the wheel, they've just polished it, refined it, and added just the right amount of 21st century flair. This is a cruiser that pays tribute to its past without getting stuck in it. It's smooth, powerful, reliable, and most importantly, it's authentic. If you want a bike that stirs your soul every time you start it up, one that makes every ride an occasion, this might just be the one you've been waiting for. Outro: like, subscribe, and share your Harley stories. Thanks for spending some time with us as we explored the 2025 Harley-Davidson Heritage Classic. Have you ridden one? Are you thinking of upgrading your current cruiser? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our upcoming features on the latest motorcycles and gear. Until next time, keep your knees in the breeze and your eyes on the horizon. Ride safe, ride free.